Haunted hiking trails, creepy old graveyards, abandoned ghost towns, and old buildings where spirits lurk. Come and explore some of these most haunted places where people just like you and me come face to face with ghosts. This is folklorist and author Jeanette Quackenbush with Backroads Books by 21 Crows. I discover and research old ghost stories, folklore, and legends, then pass them on to you. I have found a whole bunch of these haunted locations of legends and folklore. Now let me help you find your scary place, where our natural world and their supernatural world collide. In the late 1800s, Delmont was just another train station along the Cincinnati and Muskingum Valley Railroad in Fairfield County, Ohio, about 4.5 miles from Lancaster. It was big enough to boast a post office and remote enough to be called a farming community, with homes spaced far enough apart that one neighbor could see the next. Still, it was a bit of a walk from one house to the other. Fred Walker heard screams one cold, snowy January evening in 1897 near his farm, near Delmont. He maintained, but wasn't quite certain, that they came from the direction of the Hocking Township election house, not far from what is now State Route 22 and Route 159, then Zanesville-Maysville Road. Not long after, hooves resonated in the air along the roadway. Whether Mr. Walker thought it was not worth investigating or could not find the source of the commotion was never stated. The peculiar sounds were cast aside as perhaps the cry of a spooked horse or the whine of a pig on a cold winter night. More snows of winter would cover the ground and the memory would fade away. Well, until a couple months later. It would be a mild March day with a pleasant southerly wind flow and a bit of sun peeking out through the clouds that thawed the snow and revealed the man who made those screams. Those cries must indeed have been his last, as he let rip from his lungs those painful and unpleasant death throes. John Doherty, foreman for the Cincinnati and Muskingum Valley Railroad, found a lifeless, decomposing corpse in the mucky culvert near the train tracks and roadway right-of-way. The dead man was described as well-dressed and middle-aged. His throat was slashed from ear to ear. No one recognized the stranger, and most assumed he was a salesman, unencumbered by family ties who might claim his corpse should he die, traveling from town to town along the busy highway. He had been robbed and murdered and left to rot on the cold winter ground. He was quickly taken to the county morgue and then buried in the Potters section of Elmwood Cemetery. The unknown might be long dead and the corpse deeply buried. However, his ghost form, with gaping wound, was once a steady sight walking along the roadway in winter. Carriage riders and even later car drivers would see the mystery man walking the Delmont Road to the culvert on State Route 159, a full-bodied apparition that disappears suddenly as a hazy mist into the ditch.